Okay, here is my response to answer Erica's questions about substance abuse. Substance abuse. Do you think schools should have mandatory programs that educate youth about substance abuse? If you do, why? I think they should, but I do not think that it will be successful. Youth simply does not care unless it hits them at home, like unless it hits them hardcore or somebody that they personally know is super affected by substance abuse. They will just give in to peer pressure. Take my brother, for example. I have talked to him multiple times about vaping and showed him the studies and stories about people in the hospital from vaping abuse to no prevail. It just, he's like, oh, I have better options. What I do is okay on my body. And if something sadly ever happens to him and he ends up in the hospital, I'm going to be sad, but like, will I feel bad? I don't know. I think the mandatory program should only be in middle school and high school. I don't think there's a point in having it in elementary schools. You don't really see a lot of that in fifth graders and below. Um, the treatment option I find most beneficial for substance abuse is detox. It gets right to the point. It does need to be medically supervised. I don't approve of it if it's not because of all the side effects and low blood pressure, low blood sugar, and possibly passing out, whatever the side effects could be. And that they should stay in care for weeks after to prevent a possible relapse and help their bodies go back to normal. Now, detox isn't saying, I'm not saying detox would completely get rid of a relapse, not completely get rid of relapse, but eliminate the possibility of a relapse. But I do think that it has the highest percentage of outcome. Was substance abuse something you were familiar with while growing up and attending high school? Yes, sadly. I always knew and could tell who the users were, who the dealers were, all of it. My school didn't do enough to prevent smoking weed and drinking alcohol. I know people would leave during lunch to go sit in their cars, smoke weed. They would come back to class with bloodshot eyes, and nothing was done. You could blatantly tell they had bloodshot eyes and that something was up. Nothing was done. They just did not care. Also, my father has been smoking cigarettes for as long as I can remember. And I remember I had a dream once that he passed away from lung cancer, and I told him this, and it still did not help him quit. And I'm not saying he's tried, and I know quitting is like an extremely hard thing to do. Um, but I believe also everybody has experienced this, and I'm trying to support him as much as I can. Um, and he's tried pretty much everything, the patches. He's has quit for months at a time, but then there's stress and everything that will how do I say, pro- promote him, provoke him to start smoking again. The main thing is I'm just worried about the lung cancer. I don't care. He can smoke all he wants, but once it starts to affect his actual health is when I will get worried. And I know there's some people that can go their whole life smoking and be completely fine, but I do not think that he will end up being one of those people. All right, that is my response. Thank you.